The year's 2016.
I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family.
It's my final year of high school before I have to join the depressing adult world. Then came graduation, diplomas, success, achievement, hooray! But in the lead up to graduation and in between the many different freestyle sessions at the lunch table that I won because I'm that good, or everybody else was just really bad, I don't know. There was a lot of talk of Curry. Curry. Who is this Curry? You see, I hadn't watched an NBA game since LeBron humiliated and dog-walked my Detroit Pistons, and that was years ago. My head was in the sand for years, so I wasn't familiar with the current players, the current trends, or anything that was really happening other than the really big stuff that happened to catch my naive ears. I heard Kobe won back-to-back, LeBron went to Miami, and I heard that Derrick Rose was nice.
Shout out to Derrick Rose, man, that nigga nice.
But Curry's name kept coming up consistently, and I said, you know what, I don't want to be left out of the camaraderie and the conversation. I'm gonna check him out. I'll decide for myself how good he is.
Oh my goodness.
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Did that man just look away after he shot the three-pointer?
It's sort of, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I said, excuse me, sir? And like we humans tend to do when encountered with something we've never quite seen before, I proceeded to start hating.
You won't do that again.
Curry for three, yes sir!
Nani?
Curry eluding Ibaka.
This cannot be.
Curry's at two in a row. Three for three! He turned! He knew it was in! He turned and ran back before the ball ever got there!
Freeze it! Now watch. He's not watching it go in. He's going to high five Andre Iguodala. Give me some, give me some, give me some. I'll assume it went in.
Curry another steal. Forgot the ball. Russ Smith. Good effort. Banged into Curry again.
That's impossible.
How does he do it?
My dear boy, do you ask a fish how it swims?
No.
Or a bird how it flies?
No.
No, sirree, you don't. They do it because they were born to do it.
Steph Curry is the most impactful player on the game of basketball since Michael Jordan. And it should come as no surprise to those who pay close attention to the NBA in the past few years. You step into any gym and the world over you see kids modeling their game after Curry, increasing the range of their shot like Curry, dribbling like Curry. And it isn't just the kids he's had an impact on. Those who don't even follow the game of basketball know of or have heard of Curry's name. An indication of just how impactful or famous an individual is if their name is known to those who don't even watch sports. Until quite recently, these past few years, my grandmother, who didn't follow much sports at all, felt compelled to do so just because she kept hearing Curry's name. She used to watch more sports back in the day, but hadn't until recently felt the need to do so. And going off the eye test alone, she was saying, I've never seen anything like this before. How does he do it? It makes no sense. She even thought there were magnets in the ball at some point because of how ridiculous it looked. I remember some months ago, there was a video that went viral of Curry making 5 full court shots. And up until the point that Curry himself had come out and said the video was fake and it was doctored, there was a majority of people that just assumed this to be real. Had this have been any other NBA player, nobody would have bought it. Because to some extent, whether you're an adult, a kid, a senior, Curry makes you believe that magic is real. And I haven't felt this way about any NBA player since Michael Jordan. In the way that Jordan made people believe that he could fly, that he could do the impossible, Curry does the same with the shot. He makes you think that anytime he shoots the ball, it's going in, and when it doesn't, you're like, wow, he actually missed? You even have people thinking that Curry could be a professional golfer when it's all said and done with his career. When it comes to aim and precision, the first person that comes to mind is Curry, at least when it comes to the average person. Some years ago, Kobe himself had decided to take up the assignment of guarding Curry, and he played defense as good as anyone could quite possibly manage to do, and Curry was still able to shoot it in his face, much to Kobe's delight, because after that possession, Kobe saw Curry as legit. I do believe in NBA history there were multiple players who were deserving of a unanimous MVP, but if not them, then Curry to me is more than deserving. He's more than worthy of receiving such an amazing accomplishment. And I believe it's a testament to his overall talent, as there's always been at least 1 to 2 voters every single MVP who are holdouts who can't quite agree with the majority. But due to the outrageous display that Curry had put on for his MVP years, it was unquestionable, akin to blasphemy for everyone to not be on the same page simply because they had never seen something like this before in the way that it was being shown to them. People were calling Steph Curry the greatest shooter in his unanimous MVP season, years removed from passing Ray Allen on the #1 all-time three-point list.
But this guy, Steph Curry, he's coming hard, already in the top 10. Where does he rank on your list of best shooters ever?
Right now, from what I've seen, it's easy for me to say that he's the best that I've ever seen shoot.
Simply because there has never been someone who led their team to the finals, facilitating the offense, putting up as many shots as Curry is doing with all-time efficiency at that. He was able to surpass Ray Allen on fewer attempts at three-point range, better efficiency at three-point range, all while being the primary scorer on his team and a part of the 50-40-90 club. And this was something that no one had ever thought possible, no one had ever expected out of Curry. He was seen as an injury-prone individual. His ankles, they said, were going to be the undoing of his career. And he was almost traded just due to the nature of the NBA at the time, not focusing on three-pointers, not thinking they could be a way to win championships. Similar to how when Michael Jordan was drafted, they thought there was no feasible way for a guard to be the best player on the team because centers run the NBA. It was a common thought that one could not possibly win a championship without an amazing center or some type of great big man. And like Jordan before him, Curry showed not only is it possible, but he shattered the expectations on what makes a championship team, so much so that it broke the NBA for a multitude of years, and no one being able to come up with how does one quite stop Curry or a team that's centered around shooting. He runs around the court, you have to chase him all over the place, he's constantly in motion. He's always a threat whether he has the ball in his hands or not. You can never take your eye off of him.
Man, bro, it's too early for this, bro. I'm not trying to do nothing right now.
Coach said this how to get you right here.
Bro.
You making too many threes, no?
Bro, man, you act like I'm gonna shoot right now, bro. Like, chill.
You right.
Oh, got your ass.
Look at this. Look where Dylan Brooks is. He's focusing on the ball right here. Dylan Brooks, don't focus on the ball. Focus on where Stephen Curry is. Relocation 3, this is when he's the most dangerous.
And he's able to do all of these things despite being a mere 6'3", which for NBA standards is considered a short or a little man. He had to go through adversity in order to get to where he is. There wasn't much stock put in him upon his entering the NBA. He was essentially an underdog for much of his career. Nowadays, one can't bet against him or the Warriors in making the playoffs or potentially winning another ring. And when he won his 4th, I imagine it was quite a load off his shoulders, being the best on your team in a finals situation, getting that elusive finals MVP, which I believe he should have gotten the first time around. People invalidating the 2015 championship as LeBron took him and his crew to 6 games, then saying rings 2 and 3 would never have been won without Kevin Durant. To finally be able to kill those narratives once and for all must have been such a relief for him. And while there is debate, I believe, to be had in his overall clutch performance, his lack of efficiency in tight games, I believe there's no such debate that can be had on Curry and his importance to basketball and his effect on NBA going forward. To not have Steph Curry in your top 15 to me is officially blasphemous.
Right now, Skip, as we sit here,
okay,
he's top 15.
Okay. I don't have him in my top 20. Yet.
What?
Don't be this guy. There's only a handful of players in NBA history that can say that they changed the game just with their existence alone and how they play day in and day out. And Steph Curry is one of those people. He has something that is uniquely his, the three-point shot, from now into the end of time. No matter how many more shooters come into the NBA, there may come a time where there's somebody who can match his efficiency, but he will always have been the one that people look to and think, He did it first. He's the pioneer. He's the first that comes to mind when someone's shooting the ball behind the three-point line. And we should all appreciate his play and appreciate what he's done and enjoy it while it lasts. And not just him, but other greats or potential greats that are in the NBA. And while I may not like how the NBA has devolved into three-point shots, it's only because he's so great at doing it. There's so many who are trying to mimic him and his abilities. And in the act of doing so, the game has gotten watered down some. But I can't blame him for being who he is. Steph Curry is the reason why I even got back into basketball. He's the reason I even got back into paying attention to sports, to be honest with you. Jordan was the gateway player that made me love basketball, and Curry is what got me back in it. I want you guys to tell me below, who was the player that made you fall in love with basketball or like basketball? And do you agree or disagree on everything that I've said about Curry? Do tell me below. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I will see you on the next one.